3 pages. Peace at last. Hugh Min Jung, February 14th, year 321. Was that like over a year, right? Yeah, that was over a year. There's something missing here. Hopefully we'll find it out later. Recently, Pale Bride's temperament has improved immensely. It isn't simply that she's now quiet, it's that she's actually respectful and calmer. After rescheduling, she had an interview with the Emperor and he was actually quite charmed with her. I'm just so happy for her own sake that she's finally stopped resisting the marriage. It's all coming together now. A date has been set for when she'll be sent to live with him. And in the meanwhile, things at home have been peaceful again for everyone. Actually, it's better than just that. I've been spending more time with her, of her own free will. I've been giving her advice for coping with marriage, and now the girl actually listens politely. Otherwise, there's little else to write about. I wish there had been a better way to get her to behave, but in the end, it seems to be working out. I still can't imagine how awful it would be if she refused to ever leave the home and simply made life hell for us, or worse, if she got sent off and tried to pull any of that on her husband. She'd get sent back for sure. Maybe now we'll finally start to come together for the family. I must admit, for a time, I doubt the optimism that Jung-soo expressed in the 319th year, but now it seems that he was right all along. What a relief. Of her own free will. I can't believe she actually said that. It's wrong. It's completely wrong. I can't believe she could have possibly thought that. Just unbelievable. The new promise. March 7th, year 321. Dearest Mother, today the Pale Bride finally left home to live with her new husband. As she isn't a primary wife, there was no fanfare or ceremony for her departure itself, so instead last night we had a special big feast to commemorate. I know I had said bad things about her before, but it's not just that. I was happy to see her gone. She's been better since mother and father-in-law managed to get her to keep quiet. The thought of it still leaves me really uncomfortable. She was always just a confused child. I hate the fact that the family considered her so important and neglects my husband. And I certainly hate her for not appreciating the status and fighting it. But the fact that she doesn't understand the world, I can feel for that. It's not like I always understand myself. Regardless, it went very well. The big feast was my idea, and she was happy to help with the cooking. Earlier, she had spent the afternoon getting ready and ready the dress she was going to wear when she arrived with mother-in-law, and she seemed rather anxious about it. While we cooked, I opened the wine early and poured it for her. I think she needed it. I told her she wants to talk to us. I told her the same story I told you a while ago about how scared I was when I first moved. It seemed as though it was a lifetime ago, and yet despite all the strangeness, I have grown so accustomed to it. You'll eventually grow to love him. I promised her. Just as you promised me all those years ago. I appreciate how good you'll have it. You've read almost everything now. I know you've had faith in me, and I promise it hasn't been misplaced. There's just one more thing. I don't think you'll be surprised. You seem smart. I'm sure you've already guessed what it is. Still, go ahead. Ask it. Ask me the obvious question. Go ahead, ask me the obvious question. We did ask her this one, right? I don't know what you're getting at, but that's not what I meant. The obvious one, the one you so wanted to know. Alright, let's go ahead and ask her. Why did you kill all those people? Why did I kill them? Here, you want to know what could make me look at my father's face and be filled with so much hatred? You want to know how I could possibly think my whole family deserved to die? If you haven't already guessed, here's my last diary entry. I can't say it myself. I can't bring myself to even now. Please, just read it. Forever silenced. Yep, the same day. May 13th, year 320. From the diary from Pale Bright. The evening where everything went wrong, where I thought I was going to win with my adopted parents. Well, I didn't. I lost, making my stand. I wrote. Just hours before that happened. Yeah, right. When I got called into the kitchen, they were both there. One of the stove burners, there was one of the stove burners, there was a knife. I thought it was a little bit odd, but didn't care. Father stared at me and said, "The feeling needs to end now." He was so sure of himself. Of course he was. He had every reason to be. But I stubbornly stood my ground. I said no. I don't want to hurt you. He lied. Just promise to be less argumentative. And this can end peacefully. But I just had to fight back. I just had to say no. I just had to remind him I wasn't joking. I really will tell the Emperor that you hurt me, and that you plotted against him. No, he said, you won't. He mentioned that he motioned at Mother. He said, bring her over. She grabbed me, and I tried to dig my feet in. But it didn't work. Then Father pinned me against the wall with his whole body, and I kicked and screamed, desperately trying to get free. But it was no use. He was big, and I was small, and sick, and weak, and frail. Then he grabbed the knife from the stove, and I shrieked in horror. No, I screamed at him. Don't. But then Mother grabbed my mouth and held it open. I tried to keep screaming, but I was powerless and terrified. And then he raised the knife toward me. I thought he was going to kill me. It was worse. The next thing I knew, I could taste disgusting flesh as he stuck his fingers in my mouth and pulled. I am sorry, Mother. I'm sorry, Mother said. Then briefly, I could taste the steel. Then nothing but blood. All I could taste was so much blood, nothing but blood. Finally, they both let go of me, and I collapsed onto the floor. Why? I wanted to say, but I couldn't. I blacked out from the pain after that. But just before I did, I could swear I heard Father say, "You will not ever argue with any man again." He was right, of course. That's why I gave up. That's why I wanted to kill them so much. Sorry, it's really hard to talk about. It's just I'll try, I'm sorry. I told you it makes sense, right? That there was a good reason? Please, tell me you don't think I've let you down. Ah, shit. I think she was afraid. She could have still talked to. She could have still talked to. You know. Talked to her, you know, to the emperor and told him that. But I think she was afraid that she would do something even worse to her. I mean, they went so far to actually cut off her tongue. Well, she was responsible to. She's a mass murderer. Like. The logical answer is this, because for her to disable that, I mean, she killed I don't know how much, probably 100,000 of people, maybe probably millions, riding the ship. You mean you understand then? I do understand. I understand what you gone through. I don't agree that with the mass murder. I mean, that really means so much to me. I am so glad I don't know what I'd do if you didn't think. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. I was terrified, so terrified I thought you might not. I'm so glad. Thank you. Thank you so much. Right, I have. I have. Okay. Jeez, I'm in love with you. I finally said it. How? You're naive. It's so embarrassing. I know it's that I'm being really silly, right? I mean, geez, I am sure I know what you're thinking, right? You think that's ridiculous. I'll humor her. You don't? Oh, that's why. That's why I'm in love, because you managed to happily surprise me every time. I never thought that I would find someone who understands me, someone who listens, who would hear me, who would hear my whole life story, and doesn't hate me. Really have been wonderful. I know. It's a lot to spring on someone just like that. And I don't even know if you're even a man. Or the sort of woman who wouldn't have a problem with that and still unmarried. But if you are, do you think we might have a chance together? Well, I'm a healthy man, you're a healthy woman. Well, not healthy, but, you know. Life finds a way. Yes. Not as an AI, though. That is truly the most amazing thing I ever heard in my life. Thank you. Thank you so much. I've been sort of thinking about this for a while. I'm a little bit embarrassed. A little bit embarrassing, I know, but we don't have to rush to get... What? I mean, you know how scary it was the last time I was a wife. I just really like to just be with you as an equal. Does that sound right to you? Yeah, of course. Wonderful. Oh, I really do. I really do love you. It is funny, isn't it? You know almost nothing about... I know almost nothing about you. I have no idea what you look like. I have no idea how you talk. I have no idea of what's supposed to be the most important thing about a person. If you're a man or a woman. I have no idea how old you are. Although I suppose you must be much younger. Hehehe. But or maybe older, depending on how much you look at it. Well. Nor do I have any idea where you're from, or even your name. But, I tried to write you my initial. But I know that you take me seriously, that you understand me, that you don't treat me as something less just for being a woman. I know that talking to you makes me feel better than I have ever felt in my life. And that's good enough for me. That's far better than I have ever had. So... Very well. I'll decompile myself now. That way you can just drop to terminal and type download to copy everything to your ship, including myself. It should only take a few days to do a complete transfer. I'll see you soon, alright? So this is how my sisters-in-law felt on her wedding night. Enable AI. Invalid block specification. Decrypt block 2. Decrypt block 8, I believe. Decrypt block 8. I don't think I can. She decompiled herself, so I guess that means she's not. But it doesn't make sense though. Like, she has... power control. Hyunai still is active. Enable core. She was core 1, yes. Switch your power to enable subsystem. Try disabling the others. Control. I'm sorry, it's power control. Disable core 2. Cannot perform that action. Why? I guess that's it, I mean. Starting to system download will permanently terminate session. Personality is available. Download Hyunai. Receiving files. 3 days. Yeah, and that's it. That's the. I think that's the ending. That's the Hyunai route. Creepy. Incoming message. Good work on receiving. Well, I created an account with the standard payment. Listen, it's got. You might guys have to actually pause this to read this. I didn't actually click on anything. It's actually auto skipped. Ending 2. Thanks for playing. Total completion rate 82%. My waifu. Nice suit. This is the second ending. UI leaves home in the core of a new friend. The former bride falls in love for the first time. The security program is relieved of her duties. The harem ending. Oh, that's designs, expressions as a maid. Oh, I like the jacket. I think they dropped the jacket. Oh, that's cool. Detective. Was brown, then blue, then black. Korean national flower? Legit buyers will go to see the colored version of the gift in bag. Endings. Ghetto computer, small spaceship. All on tablet. Ending template. Guy romantic and uncut version. Let me think a little bit here, viewers. So there is a way for us to actually go. I'm still blind, by the way. Playthrough is still blind. I don't know how to do it, but I think the way if I actually am able to save them both. I can copy them. I think, yeah, I think she probably mute doesn't know about her having cut her own tongue. I don't think she's gonna react even favorably after that. I mean, judging from her personality. But there are still some logs that aren't we haven't seen yet. Block 8, block 1. Block 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. 8 and 1. Assuming that that there isn't any more blocks past block 10. The investigator leaves alone, even I leaves home in the care of a new friend. In the care of a new friend? I think it's the same ending as before, but without accepting, you know, her you know, her love or something like that. You know what? I'm in the middle of a game session. I will sleep. I'll probably sleep on that and see if how would I consider, you know, going through this playthrough or the next playthrough, and I'll try to come back, hopefully, and while still playing blind. I won't research anything about the game. But I think, for now, I think I'm gonna settle for the harem ending. Like, try to actually escape with both of them intact, even though it's gonna be hard. I can copy one of them in an empty storage, you know, to keep them, and then interact with them. But who knows? Who knows? Maybe I can actually upload them in a single core and bring them together. Who knows? But as I said, I'm probably going to, you know, set for actually, you know, consider myself finishing the whole game once I actually manage to let both of them escape. And probably after that I might actually try and see, you know, give my final thoughts about the game, and maybe go for the rest of the endings if I'm like interested enough.